Hi, so I just thought I'd show you the bento block of the day that we've been working on so hard this year. I'm sure actually that you know all about it because some of you have been making it as well. So we've had an amazing year this year. I mean, what a year has it been throughout the world. So much has gone on, but nonetheless this bento block of the day has managed to get its way all through the year, and it's just so exciting. It's just an amazing quilt. I was so fortunate to be able to get to Tokyo to the quilt show myself at the beginning of the year before the world closed down, and it just helps inspire with all the things that I saw over in Tokyo. That was my second visit, and to see all these things that have come out into the quilt, well, personally I'm actually quite pleased with it. And as many of you know, I love the little kokeshi dolls, so there's quite a few of those in there. I was able to get to some of the kokeshi doll museums in Japan when I was over there. But there's so much more going on. We've got some ginkgos, and we've got some sumos, and we've got some cranes, and we've got fish, and we've got houses, and they have a lot of things in Japan, I've discovered. So I just thought you'd like to see it finished. It's been a whole year. There's 366 small appliques. It was one for each day of the year, and we put them together in the quilt as you go method. So we've worked in rows and we've sewn them straight through. For me, I've used batik cloth and I've sewn them straight through onto the batting. I've free motion appliqued them so they're all fused on, and then made them in rows. So this is a row going all the way across. So one row takes about 6.5 weeks, so there's 8 of those rows, and that gets us through the whole year. And then we've joined them together, and with the backing, it's in a quilt as you go sort of method. So what we've got on the back here is we've got some joining strips just to cover where we've joined. So this is a join line here, and then we've made the borders to go on as well. So the borders are 3-piece strips, just long strips, and then some little corners, and I've put the borders on in just the same way. So I made up the whole border with the batting and the backing, just a very small amount of quilting and stitching either side of that centre strip, and then I've put that on in the same way in that quilt as you go method as we've done to join the rows. And in the corners themselves, just an applique square and an applique circle put on just to sort of finish it off and frame the whole quilt. So I hope you've had a great year making this in amongst all the turmoil around us. It's been something to focus on. It's been amazing in the Facebook group to see what some of you have been doing, and I love to see what you're doing, and thank you for sharing all that, and thank you for being there doing all this. So I thought you'd like to see the whole thing finished, and the year is definitely coming to an end, and we have to hope that next year is going to be just a little bit different to this year maybe. So that was it, just to show you, and then I've just obviously done the binding at the very end as you would normally bind a quilt. I don't think there's anything that we don't know how to do in the way of finishing it off, because we've been doing all the quilt as you go, putting the rows together as we go, so that pretty much everything was done. It takes a little bit of time to finish it off, so don't think that you're going to do it in 5 minutes. It takes a few minutes more than 5 to do it, but I think it's a great way to do it because it's such a large quilt. You could do it without the border, of course. You may not want to put the border on, and that's fine. It's your quilt. You can do whatever you like with it. You might want to make it into smaller things. So anyway, thank you again for being there for the bento block of the day with the Japanese theme with lots of kokeshi dolls, and I hope you've really enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed doing it with you. Thank you.